Welcome to Spacecraft Guide, the channel that goes over the most iconic spacecraft in the world. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we continue our work in the Apollo lunar lander, and the specific part we're going to be working on is the switch that drops the landing gear down. Now that part is controlled by a switch on panel 8, which is explosive device, specifically the landing gear deploy switch. And when you click on it, it takes you to the landing gear deploy switch, which is locked in and spring-loaded to the safe position. When all 4 landing gear assemblies are deployed, positive feedback of the landing gear deployment is provided by the landing gear deploy TalkBack, which is right here, the landing gear deploy barber pole. So that when you select fire, it actuates the explosive devices that release the stowed landing gear, and in safe, it removes power from the landing gear explosive devices. So basically makes it unable to deploy the landing gear. So if we look into the schematics, we see right up here the landing gear deploy switch and also the landing gear deploy barber pole. So once the master is on, supplying power, and the switch is selected to fire, so it goes from safe to fire, that actuates the relays, which ignites the explosive device. And then right up here, you will see the landing gear is deployed for all the gear. Now to see that device that actually drops the gear into place, we have to go down to the explosive device descriptions. And here we are at the landing gear uplock and cutter assembly. So we have one part going to the landing gear primary strut, which is the arm for the landing gear. And then the other one goes to the descent stage mounting interface, or goes to the lunar module itself. So when the initiator charges the high explosive charge to detonate in the detonation cartridge, it activates the cutter blade with the shear pin, and that takes out this strap, which basically separates the landing gear strut from being held to the mounting surface, in this case, the descent part of the lunar module, and the gear drops into into the locked position. That's all for this week. If you would like to use this interactive virtual reality exhibit on the command module, the lunar module, and the surface of the moon, just go to our Patreon page, and the link will be down below.